Des Moines, Iowa, March 12, 1977. And these trophies you're looking at are part of the beautiful display of trophies that are going to be awarded tonight to the grand champions of Iowa high school girls basketball right here. And you're going to see that game coming up in just a couple of moments between Southeast Polk and Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Des Moines, of course, is the headquarters for the girls' state tournament. Iowa is the capital of girls basketball for the nation. A crowd of more than 90,000 will have jammed Veterans Auditorium before the night's festivities are over. The week actually began, at least in part, with the traditional Breakfast of Champions, which was Dodge, who has made all-state teams in volleyball, track, and softball, and is also shooting for a similar honor in basketball, was named the queen of the 1977 Girls State High School Basketball Tournament. She's Kim Barnes, 17 years old, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dwayne Barnes of Roro Ford Dodge. And she was crowned the queen at the morning breakfast, and that was the 46th annual girls basketball breakfast. Kim is typical of the many young ladies who are playing basketball, ranging in size from 5'4" to 6'4", ranging in age from 14 to 18 years. And tonight, we are going to be looking at the best of these teams as Cedar Rapids Kennedy plays Southeast Polk for the championship. And the big moment has just about arrived. The crowd of 15,000 is filing into Veterans Memorial Auditorium here in Des Moines. Everybody in anticipation of a thrilling night of basketball, the finals of the girls for 1977. And here's Iowa's #1 fan, Governor Robert D. Ray and his family. Governor Ray has seen every girls basketball tournament since he's been in office, and he says that girls basketball is one of his favorite sports all year long. Girls basketball is a real crowd pleaser, youngsters and oldsters alike. And right now we're taking a look at the logo, which is has been adopted this year by the Girls Union. The Consolation game was a thriller between the two-time defending state champion Lakeview Auburn, which was eliminated last night, and now is fighting Belmont to see who is going to wind up in third place. This has been a close game. It was 31-30 in favor of Lakeview Auburn, which is in the red uniform, Belmont in the white uniform, and Lakeview leading at halftime 31-30. By the third quarter mark, just as close. Lakeview out in front 47-45. Lakeview broke it open in the final quarter, winning the Consolation Championship and the third place trophy in the tournament by a score of 61-50. The leading scorer in the game was Lisa James, number 32 in the white. She's from Belmont with 31 points. Lakeview won the game on balance scoring. Their forwards, Wernemont with 22 points, number 35 here. Gloria Oberding, number 31, with 21 points. And Joanne Schotten came in with 18 points. And so Coach Bud McCrae has had 3 super seasons with the Lakeview Auburn girls with 2 state championships and 1 third place. Right now, one of the traditional events of the state tournament, the Parade of Champions. The #1 rated team in girls basketball lost a heartbreaker in the quarterfinal round. A fine offensive club brought this team to state with but 1 loss. The Central Iowa Conference champions, Coach Dick Rasmussen and the Ankeny Hawkettes. Another team with but 1 loss and another to a tight contest in the quarterfinals. This team won the Midwest Conference title and was considered a contender for the crown. Meet Coach Bruce Atkins and the Audubon Wheelerettes. This team made its first appearance in the title field and lost a tough battle to the state's top-rated team in the first round. They're a young team. They should be back next year. Meet Coach Bob Garms and the Central Elkader Warriorettes. These young ladies stopped one of the top-rated teams in the regionals to gain their first visit to the state tournament. They won the Hawkeye 8 Conference at Southwest Iowa. Meet Coach Eldon Gamble and the Creston Pantherettes. Another first-timer with but 1 veteran and a coach who likes to play in Des Moines. Another young team with 4 of the first 6 returning. Welcome Coach Ben Corbett and the Dicer Geneseo Trojanettes. The South Iowa Cedar League champions made their first venture to the 16-team field this year. Half of the first 6 return, and they'll be tough in the future. Meet Coach Dave Hutchcraft and the English Valley's Barretts. They tried to beat defending champions and nearly did it, and they return a 1,000-point scorer for next season. Welcome Coach Ed McNeil and the Fort Dodge Dodgers. Our next team won the Metro Conference title here in Des Moines, and they're making their first trip to state in the Final 16, and the first Des Moines team ever in the state meet. Pat Bloomkamp and the Hoover Huskies. These girls avenged a sectional defeat to win district in 3 overtimes and then won a 2-pointer to advance to state. They also won the Clay County Conference crown. Meet Coach Roger Tassler and the Melvin Comets. Another team that won their trip to Des Moines by beating an earlier victor. A very strong guard court allowed under 50 points per game. Welcome Coach Gary Johnson and the South Winneshiek Warriorettes. Only 1 senior leaves from the first 6, and the entire forward court will return. This Lakes Conference team will be hard to beat next season. Meet Coach Gary Woods and the Washington of Cherokee Bravettes. These girls were one of 2 teams entering the state meet undefeated. They're also the 3rd-rated defensive team in Iowa, allowing just over 44 points a game. 2 of the 3 starting guards will return. Meet Coach Delmer Walker and the West Burlington Falconets. Championships are decided in 17 other sports in the state of Iowa, all of them big at their time of the year. Here are those champions. Gymnastics, Cedar Rapids, Washington. Summer softball, Ottumwa. Fall softball, Urbandale. Swimming, Cedar Rapids, Washington. Outdoor track, Davenport West. Volleyball, the champion, Dubuque Wahlert. Synchronized swimming, Davenport Central won that. Distance running, won by Decorah. Golf team, that was the champion, Valley High School of West Des Moines. Indoor track, the winner was Woodbine. Co-ed tennis, Des Moines Roosevelt the winner. Co-ed golf, again, won by Valley of West Des Moines. Tennis doubles, Des Moines Roosevelt a powerhouse, they were the state champions. Golf medalist was Carroll. Tennis singles, Cedar Rapids LaSalle. Distance running individual, Orange City Unity Christian. Gymnastics all-round champion, Bettendorf. These are the champions in the parade of champions for 1977. Now let's take a look at one of the most colorful pageants of this tournament or any place, entirely presented by high school students.
But the place to live and grow is the one that we all know. The best in all the land, our own beloved state, Iowa! The spirit of Americans has made our country truly the land of the free and the home of the brave. With God's blessing, may we continue to grow and prosper.
stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched was the gallantly streaming, and the rockets refreshed the most blue speaking air. Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the
The big event is at hand, the championship game. And here are the starting lineups. At guard, Cedar Rapids Kennedy, number 45, Deb Dupp, 5 feet 6, a senior. For Southeast Polk, number 22, the gal with a ponytail, Julie Beatty, 5 feet 9, and a senior. For Cedar Rapids Kennedy, number 51, Mona Mossbarger, 6 feet 2, only a junior. Southeast Polk, number 24, Deanne Hoying, 5 feet 11, she's only a junior. For Cedar Rapids Kennedy, number 15, Gloria Wolf, 5 feet 7, and she's a senior. For Southeast Polk, number 40, Joanne Barton, 5 feet 10, and a senior. At forward for Cedar Rapids Kennedy, the tallest girl ever to play basketball in Iowa, Marlena Mossbarger, 6 feet 4. And for Southeast Polk, their star in the forward court, number 54, Ray White, averaged 37 points a game. Cedar Rapids Kennedy, number 31, Linda Cunningham, 5 feet 10 and a senior. For Southeast Polk, number 30, Sharon Blake, 5 feet 9 and a senior. For Cedar Rapids Kennedy, number 43, Gail Kramer, 5 feet 8 and a senior. Southeast Polk, number 20, Marty Horton, 5 feet 9 and a senior. The coach of Cedar Rapids Kennedy is Harold Wilkinson, coaching the largest team in the state, and the guy who's coaching against him tonight from Southeast Polk, Bob Merkel. They played collegiate football on the same team. Now we're all set with the official telecast of the game as presented that night on the television stations around the state.
Hi, Jim. It's that one-game season. It's all on the line right now. The marbles are in the ring, and so's that young lady. And to tell you all about it, here's Jim Zabel.
Thank you very much, Frosty Mitchell. Linda Cunningham was the first girl with her hands on the ball, number 31, and it goes over to Gail Kramer. Here's Cunningham with it. Goes into the lane, and right off the bat, rebounded by Kramer. And right off the bat, we have a foul on Julie Beatty. Interesting thing about the young blonde, Julie Beatty. Talk about determination. She had a knee operation this past year. The year before that, she broke her nose and her cheekbone at a basketball camp, and yet she came back for more. And right now, she's being rewarded. She is in the championship game. And here's Cunningham with it, and the big gal puts it up. Marlena Mossbarger, 5 feet, number 53, and 6 feet 4. Can she do that all night, Frosty?
Well, it'll have to be seen, Jim, because they're going to play a lot of defense. Polk has great balance in that guard court, and they have firepower in the forward court. These are big schools. Each one of them has 3 girls that can score.
Okay, and here's Sharon Blake driving in for Southeast Polk, and we have foul number 1. And that is one of the big tests. How is Mona Mossbarger, with her power and her size, going to fare in a head-to-head duel with Ray White, the leading scorer from Southeast Polk?
And at the line down there, Sharon Blake, a 70% free thrower on the season.
And Sharon Blake draws the first point for Southeast Polk.
Very active
up here.
Very active in her church and band and vocal music. She's a very all-around girl and moved in to Southeast Polk from Hubbard, Iowa.
She's a 70% free thrower. She makes one, she misses one, but Ray White gets the rebound. Here's Blake with the ball. Now, let's see what this test is going to be. Is she going to force it in there? Apparently is not going to. She feeds it back out again to Marty Horton, number 20. She had a scoring night, a sensational scoring night last night.
And so Kennedy, which possesses a variety of defenses, was in the zone that time straight out.
And that was Debbie Duff who grabbed the rebound. Kennedy with the ball. And Linda Cunningham gets just one shot as Julie Beatty is up for the rebound.
Southeast Polk, being the home team on the scoreboard, had the option of whether they wanted the ball in the first or third quarter to start it. They took the third quarter.
Joanne Barton picked up 3 quick fouls last night for Southeast Polk, but she managed to survive. And there's that long shot.
Marty
from the
Horton.
corner from Marty Horton.
Last night she made 11 out of 12 from that corner, and she's probably one of the big reasons they're in this ball game.
Now Kramer tries to pursue the ball, but travels with it. She picks it up. Kramer, an all-around athlete. Frosty, I believe she also throws that shot a bit in track.
38 feet she throws it.
Now, both teams, one thing you'll notice about the split court 6-on-6, the defense played by the forwards have gotten consistently better through the years. And now here's Ray White.
And the zone
Second
coverage.
score in the city, and they sag on her, and now let's see what she does with the ball. And that lets the out forwards come in. A drive-in shot by Sharon Blake. That gives her 3 points for the ball game, and 5-2 is the score. Southeast Polk out in front. Back with Kramer again along the baseline.
In a championship game, often it depends on who shakes the jitters first.
Right now, Mossberger loses control of the ball, and Julie Beatty gets it. And right now, it's in forecourt, and the gals from Southeast Polk, known as the Ramettes or the Rams, are really taking it to them.
Jim, keep in mind, Kennedy is in playing Saturday night for the first time ever. Southeast Polk has been here before, and Kennedy has the most jitters I've seen.
Blake with the basketball comes down, and Mossberger got her hand on it, but she released it, and Gloria Wolf threw it into forecourt. Now it's Linda Cunningham with the ball over the right side of Mossberger, who stands 6'4". Father, incidentally, stands 6'6". Her mother about 6 feet tall, she told us. And the second effort, and now they're going to get a chance at a third effort, as Kramer came down with a rebound and has it again, and Kramer makes it go.
Southeast Polk had the double team on Marlena Mossberger that time, and it probably cost them too. They have to sag back on Mossberger.
5-4 is the score. Southeast Polk has the lead. We're 3 minutes into the start of the game, and the first quarter promises to be a thriller. Ray White, ball tapped away from her and stolen by the backcourt. Debbie Duff came up with that now for Southeast for Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and a foul on the backcourt of Southeast Polk on Deanna Hoying. Spells her name H-O-I-N-G, 5'11" junior. And now we take a look at Coach
Harold Wilkinson.
And he and Bob Merkel, opposing coaches, were college teammates in football down in Northwest Missouri.
Good personal friends.
Except not professional friends tonight. That shot by Linda Cunningham, no good. Foul on number 40, Joanne Barton.
13 foul.
Senior.
That's the 13th foul on Southeast Polk. You don't shoot until after 5. But the Cougars have what's important. That's the possession of the basketball in the scoring zone.
Barton, a very aggressive guard, has averaged close to 7 rebounds a game during the season. Now, the inside. Look at her go. Number 53, Marlena Mossberger. And the question is, for Frosty, how often can she do that?
Kennedy takes the lead for the first time in the ball game, and they came from 4 points down to do it.
It's Blake with the basketball into Ray White. They got her in that clamp down there. She can't spin her out. She can't do anything. Here's Blake with the basketball now, and she has the outside shot, but they're trying to work it into White. They're used to her scoring, of course, because she's averaging 38 points a game. And now she finally gets away.
Great individual.
Shot up.
Super individual effort, great body control, good agility. She's got quickness, good head and shoulder fake. That one she earned.
Right, and that was more than one-on-one. That was one-on-two. And coming back with an easy one, Gail Kramer, who averaged 16 and a half a game during the season, puts Kennedy back in front now, 8-7.
So much being said about the size of the schools. Kennedy has 1,732 in the top 3 grades. Southeast Polk, Jim, was 760.
Foul on Gloria Wolf, number 15. We might explain you're allowed to tie up the ball in the lane or in the act of shooting, but not on the court generally, unless the girl is in the act of shooting.
Horton can have that shot that she made last night.
And there she has it again. She made that consistently all night long last night.
Their scouting report must not believe. That's
9-8 is the score. Southeast Polk is out in front, and Mossberger with an easy one, but she misses it. And Julie Beatty gets her hand on the ball, and a foul is called on Linda Cunningham, number 31.
Linda, you're looking at right there, is the captain of this ball club for tonight's state championship game.
And one of the stratagems that Harold Wilkinson can employ and did employ in last night's semifinal victory is to put both Mossbergers in the same court defensively as well as offensively. That gives you 6'4" and 6'2" on either side of the basket in a double post combo. Here's Ray White with the ball. And Blake coming right in behind, and the old give and go as they sagged all 3 guards on White.
Proving the big girls can handle the ball in addition to score.
Kramer with the basketball, guarded by Beatty. Goes to Mossberger. She's a senior. Her sister in the backcourt is a junior. And there's Kramer off the bracket with a rebound picked up by Deanne Hoying.
lead has changed the hands 3 times here in the first quarter.
All right, here's Horton with a basketball, and back to Beatty. Beatty, or rather we should say back to White on Marshbacher. Wide open shot by Horton, and it's good.
And the little gal who had her career night last night of 23 points, and what a night to have it, is off to a flying start with 6 points.
13-8. Southeast Polk is out in front. Kramer to Marshbacher, but it doesn't get there. Joanne Barton picks it off. And what defense Southeast Polk is playing under a supreme test tonight against a powerhouse offense like Kennedy's.
Coach Harold Wilkinson's wanting timeout, but he can't get it till he gets the ball.
Ray White along that baseline. She's getting away from Marshbacher, and also Horton is too. Look at Horton drive in down the right side of the lane, and they're throwing all that white confetti over there on the far side of the basketball court, and they want a timeout. So there is a timeout on the floor with the score Southeast Polk 15, Cedar Rapids Kennedy 8. Frosty Mitchell, you're going to keep charge for us tonight of the scoring derby between Lisa James and Ray White in particular.
Well, Lisa, of course, is all done because her team just finished the consolation game. She's now the leader with 142 points. Ray White, with 3.5 quarters to play, has 109 points. In other words, if Ray White scores 31 in this ball game, she will be the winner of this year's scoring derby. Last year's winner, Angie Summers, scored 180. 2 years ago, Debbie Coates of Minneapolis won it with 202, but the record was back in 1968. Denise Long of Union Whitten with 282.
Including 93 points in one ball game. And
wow.
Here is action now. Gail Kramer down the right side of the line for Kennedy as they come back with a new play formula, and Lakeview Auburn, for you late tuners in her, defeated Belmont 61-50 to win the consolation championship in the first game tonight. Lakeview Auburn, the 2-time defending state champion, and there is traveling. Traveling is called on Sharon Blake.
Jim Kennedy led this ball game 8-7 with 3:41 to go in the quarter. Southeast Polk came back with 8 straight points in a minute and a half, and then Kennedy just countered with a bucket themselves.
Mossbarger across the line. Barton got a hand on the ball, couldn't hold it. Cunningham comes in, number 31, and Mossbarger in the front court puts it through. Marlena Mossbarger,
and that's
going for Kennedy.
A burst of 2 buckets in a row now for Kennedy.
And it's a 15-12 ball game here, midway, or late, we should say, in the first quarter of the championship game of girls basketball. Blake with a basketball, number 30 in the light uniform. Ray White, and over to Marty Horton.
Kennedy has gone in just a triangle zone. It's a simple defense right now to try and shut off Horton, because she was the one that was hurting from the outside.
Right, they're trying to jam up that whole scoring area underneath. Here's Ray White. Ball tapped away from her, so it pays off to Kennedy. Mona Mossbarger with a great defensive play, and underneath the sister, Marlena Mossbarger, but she got too hurried up there and hit the underside of the ring, and Julie Beatty with a rebound, and here's Barton with it, throwing it across the line to Sharon Blake.
45 seconds to go in a great opening quarter.
Marty Horton. They're going to take the shot. They retain possession between quarters. So, and Blake is still up there, and she takes it and makes it.
Beautiful feed that time. She never came back down, just off the fingertips, laid it back in.
Boy, the coaching strategy we've seen already. 17-12 is the lead. Southeast Polk in front. Mossbarger with it. Just that simple spin around. She outreaches everybody at 6'4" and pops it through. 17-14.
6'4" is the tallest to ever play in the state tournament. Mary Oswagon of Ankeny and Norma Schulte, the legend from Monona, were both also 6'4".
And of course,
they'll just possess it.
Had some guards around 6'4". Here's Jolene Bloss being one, and there they stall it out because they retain possession. And that is the end of the first quarter with the score Southeast Polk 17, Cedar Rapids Kennedy 14.
Well, Cedar Rapids, Washington got here their 3rd year of the program and their 4th year. Kennedy's here with a chance to be 5 years ahead of what they predicted for themselves.
And I think one reason is because of the total girls program. Both the Mossbargers, for instance, are on the first volleyball team over there, and they are excellent volleyball players and have the kind of quickness to go with that. There's Ray White battling for it. Back to Horton again, and now out to Sharon Blake. Okay, Blake going head-to-head as she tries to drive in there against Gloria Wolf, their fine guard. Here's Blake with it, and knocked down, and the game is getting kind of rough. No foul called. In and forecourt for Kennedy. Mossbarger off to Kramer. 17-14 is the score in favor of Southeast Polk, and a foul on Barton. Last night, Barton ran into a lot of foul trouble early, and she could be in foul trouble again in girls basketball in Iowa. You're allowed 6 fouls before being taken out of the ball game. 6 personals.
They have some depth. A little gal named Jenny Brink, who moved in from Iowa City, is their next guard in case they get in trouble.
Here's Mossbacher at the free throw line, and she makes it a 2-point game. Marlena Mossbacher gets another one. Kramer and Cunningham are the other forwards there you see in the green uniforms. And it's now a 1-point ball game. Southeast Polk 17 and Cedar Rapids Kennedy 16. Kennedy lost only once during the regular season in a clinic game to Mediapolis, a tournament perennial.
The city of Cedar Rapids already won a state championship today. Cedar Rapids, Washington winning gymnastics from Des Moines Roosevelt.
They just have a tremendous all-sports program in both women, girls, and boys athletics over at Cedar Rapids. All right, now a turnover with Cedar Rapids Kennedy coming back with the ball and a chance to take the lead. Kramer to Cunningham to Mossbacher against Barton, and she drives in, and it's good. Barton is knocked down, and some of the Southeast Polk fans are not exactly happy with that.
And neither was their bench.
Right.
A lot of referees in the stands tonight.
Here's Horton with the ball into Ray White. Sees those long arms of Mona Mossbacher reaching out there. Horton comes in. Marty takes his shot.
That isn't exactly her spot or her shot.
Right, and Gloria Wolf got the rebound. Kramer comes down with it for Kennedy. There's the fast break. Cunningham with it. And an air ball by Cunningham, and Beatty takes the rebound. The blonde with the ponytail, grabbing the rebound. Off to Barton now, up out of the backcourt with Kennedy leading 18-17 on the counterattack. It's Ray White over to Blake.
Kennedy has outscored Southeast Polk 10-2 since 1:49 of the first quarter.
There's Marty Horton, and that's not her favorite shot, and it didn't go in, although she was making it last night.
They're forcing the offense just a little bit.
Kennedy loses the ball, and Southeast Polk comes back with it again. Ray White. They can't get it. Another one by White. Still can't get it. Way off balance, and they call it good, and they call a foul on Mona Mossbacher. And that Frosty is the whole game. Right in that bit of action there, Ray White against Mossbacher. How are they going to call him, and can she score against this taller guard?
White's a 76% free thrower. She bags the 3-point play.
And it's a big one for Southeast Polk. They take a 2-point lead now, 20-18.
She personally,
the long pass to Kramer, and Julie Beatty picks up the foul.
That'll be 2 on Julie Beatty. Team-wise, that's 5, and we'll be going to the free throw lane probably pretty quick here, Jim. Incidentally, for Ray White in her scoring derby, she now needs 28 more points to be the leader of the tournament.
1-and-1 shot here. Kramer will be at the line. Number 43. And the gap narrows once again here. Southeast Polk 20. Cedar Rapids Kennedy 19. The interest here is absolutely phenomenal. It's electric in the air, and every single seat is filled in this auditorium, right up to the very rafters. Tonight has been sold out, as a matter of fact, since back in the first week of January. The tickets were gone. 93,000 fans have been through the turnstiles this week. Look at that battle for the ball, and here's Ray White coming off with it. 54 back to Blake, a beautiful play.
And Ray White is proving she's not only a great scorer, but she can feed the ball. She actually dumped that one, worth 2 points.
Now, would you believe she's only a junior? She's back next year. Now, traveling is called on Kramer. Moved her pivot foot.
And a game that is one of momentum burst back and forth right now. The momentum pendulum has swung to Southeast Polk. We'll see if they can hit the burst.
Okay, both teams playing very well. Blake with the basketball. Looks at Horton. Fires to Horton. Looking at White. That's their favorite target. She's averaging close to 40 a game during the season. Blake with it. Is she going to shoot? That shifting defense over there, that zone defense, boxes out the interior part of the lane. Ray White does not like to shoot from that distance. Blake underneath the White. Ball tapped away from her, and that's what they want to do, come up with a steal on that ball. Now Southeast Polk doing the same thing back again. Barton comes up with a steal. Long fast break.
Both teams losing some poise right now. They're off their tempo. The rhythm of their offense is gone. Coach Harold Wilkinson, you saw him there, palms down. Yeah. He's saying, slow it down, gang.
Calm it down, gals. That one there, they're trying to hit somebody underneath. Horton, I believe it was, but she didn't break for the basket. Ray White tips the ball out of bounds for Southeast Polk.
At least it's even right now.
Southeast Polk lost only 2 games during the season. Ankeny 67-56, a team they later beat, and Urbandale 51-50.
Cedar Rapids Kennedy was a conference champion. Southeast Polk was not.
And there's Kramer.
Southeast Polk could end up number 2 in their conference and number 1 in the state.
Score tied at 22. 4:17 left to go in a thrilling first half. Blake with a basketball. Tries to feed to White. She gets to her. Let's see what White can do now against these 2 guards. And she has to push the shot up there, force it. Off with a rebound. Gloria Wolf. There's Mossbarger. Can't get to it. Out of bounds.
Jim, no school named after a president has ever won the Sweet 16. A school named after a county, such as Southeast Polk has. Roland Story being one, and another, of course, would be from way back a long time ago, probably would be West Monona County or South Hamilton, but no school named after a president has ever won.
Has a school named after a sportscaster ever won it?
No, Jim, but there have been 37 different cities that have had winners.
All right, Mossbarger now picks off the interception, and Mossbarger to Mossbarger. Here's Marlena with it. Over to Cunningham. Tries to get in behind the screen. Bank shot. And right now it's Kennedy back out in front here. 24-22, and we're seeing a ball game.
We've got an artillery barrage going on right now.
Back to Blake. Is she going to shoot it? No, she's going to drive it. And is it going to be good? No basket. And a foul on Mossbarger. That's number 3 on Mona Mossbarger.
And, of course, that's exactly what Southeast Polk is playing for with that alley-oop or lob pass inside. They're hoping to catch her coming forward into her. And Coach Bob Merkel over there with his hand on his chin, pretty concerned.
Studying strategy, and Bob Merkel saw his team beat West Burlington in the first game using a similar strategy of going head-to-head with Ray White, in that case against Terry Crafton, their 6-foot-tall guard. And right now, we see a boomerang effect as the forward tries to get the rebound, and a foul is called on Ray White. Now we have substitution coming in for Kennedy.
Watch the switch. At the scores table, they're switching courts, I think. Cindy Lamb is going to come to the forward court. Mossberger is going to go to defense.
They're going to their new offense, which we'll tell you about in just a moment.
But this goes to show you how important defense is, because this girl, Marlena Mossberger, they took out of the offensive court into the defensive court, is 6 out of 7 from the field for 14 points in the ball game.
And actually, they can put both of them in. We see the strategy now is they're going to protect Mona. 3 fouls. She is on the bench. Kramer is at the line. Martin with a rebound.
Cindy Lamb played that forward court for 6 full ball games when Marlena had a leg in a cast this year, and they won all 6 of the ball games.
So you can tell she's got the experience to do it. Here's Marty Horton with the basketball. They box her in with that zone defense. Back to Marty again. Now she's going again. Marlena Mossberger, and Ray White scrambles around to find the handle on the ball. Here's Ray. See how she does against Marlena. So far, no good. And a foul is called on White. And what's more, she looks like she's shaken up.
She went down pretty hard.
I should say Blake, not White.
That's Bob Merkel that looks awful worried over there, gesturing towards the bench. He's going to make a change, apparently.
Okay, Blake. Let's see what he does. Bob Merkel of Southeast Polk is Jody Johnson.
Her dad is the state fire marshal, Wilbur Johnson. She's played a lot in and out of that. Been a good backup forward.
Jody Johnson is 5'10" and a senior. Sharon Blake comes out. So they don't lose any height with that, actually. In fact, they gain 1 inch by the substitution. And here's Kramer at the line, shooting the free throw. Of course, when there's a foul in the backcourt, the best free throw shooter gets the opportunity to see if she can convert the free throw in the front court.
Wouldn't you think the fire marshal's daughter to be a guard? Put the fire out?
Absolutely. Here's Julie Beatty with the ball. The blonde with the ponytail, the Barton. Southeast Polk in forecourt. Now we're taking a look at Jody Johnson, number 50, over to Marty Horton. Ray White, they're trying to keep her away from the underneath the basket area. That's the place she likes to shoot.
There it is.
And it's good by Marty Horton.
Well, she had a hunch and grabbed the whole bunch that time. That's her spot.
Right. Ray White has averaging close to 70% of her shots during the season. So she can tell she shoots from inside. And it's now 26-24. Kennedy by 2. Kennedy with the ball. Kramer is tied up as she tried to get the basketball. And one thing I'll tell you that they're doing, they're playing it very, very aggressively against Kennedy. You don't dare let them intimidate you just because they may outsize you. And certainly Southeast Polk is coming in as an unintimidated team.
Well, Jim, this Southeast Polk defense might not possess the individual great stars, but as a unit, I think they work as well together as any defense in the tournament.
Jody Johnson, number 50, over to Marty Horton, and they got to respect that shot of hers from the corner. Is it too much time in the lane?
Double dribble.
Double dribble.
Girls basketball, you get 2 dribbles in Iowa.
Very, very quick game, as you can tell by watching it.
They don't
got to get rid of that ball in 3 seconds on top of that, and only 3 seconds in the lane. That's similar to the collegiate rule. Cunningham, back to Cindy Lamb. Now, playing catch out there. Lamb with the basketball off the lane to Cunningham. They don't have Big Mossbacher underneath there to be their target when they throw inside. Cindy Lamb.
The amazing thing, defensively, Ray White has been held to 5 points in this first half.
Good block of that shot that time, and you're allowed to do that. Deanna Hoying on a great block, and Beatty came down with it. Now Barton has it. And credit these guards.
That pretty blonde girl, that blonde girl that had the ball was their team's candidate in the Queen competition.
Down the line, Johnson, and the shot drops. Is it going to count? A foul on Marlena Mossberger.
And that's what they want.
Basket counts. And it's 26 to 26, and now Southeast Polk with Jody Johnson has a chance to take the lead here. Well, the assistant coach, or one of them, of Southeast Polk, has more than a little basketball experience. Lois Stufflick, who happens to be a member of the Hall of Fame.
Great one at Kanawha, Iowa. Then went on to play at Parsons and was valedictorian of her graduating class down there.
Now, Kramer broke too soon, but unfortunately Beatty touched the ball, so it goes out of bounds. So Kennedy will still have possession, and Cindy Lamb will throw it in. Try to tap it away again. Cindy Lamb retains it, however. Here's Kramer with it, guarded by Beatty. Kennedy with the basketball in forecourt. Score tied at 26. 36 seconds to go in the first half. And Bob Merkel and Wilkinson, Harold Wilkinson right now are taking a look at him. He doesn't like the fact they lost the ball that time. Johnson with it.
How even can it get? We haven't
with the basketball. We could wind up with a tie here. Let's see what happens with Ray White. And she is way off target because she's off balance. She's not getting that easy open shot.
She's trying to put a little more arch on the shot, being intimidated.
Kramer back again. They got 10 seconds to take the lead. Otherwise, it'll be a tie at halftime here. Cindy Lamb with the ball. I don't think she realizes the time is running out. Kramer, and she lets the time run out. And there is the end of the first half. Score tied at 26. We'll be back with the Hall of Fame presentation right after this. Now, the official induction of the newest members of the Girls Basketball Hall of Fame. Anna Anderson Newell, 1922-23. Bertha Longset Otteson, 1941. Marianne Rocky Maynard, 1957-58. Sandy Van Cleve Montezuma, 1971. Barb Wishmeyer, Mediapolis, 1971. Eva Smith, South English, 1923. And here is a look at some of the greatest stars in girls' basketball history. Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa, 1977 championship on the line. All set to be wrapped up in 2 8-minute quarters here, the third and the fourth, and it'll be Southeast Polk putting the ball in play. They're driving to the west basket, which is to our left as you look at it on television. And our camera's playing it that way. Okay, here's Horton with the ball. Back to Blake. She's in there now. One up and a foul on Ray White, and that foul situation is going just about the opposite of the way many people thought it would go. They thought that Kennedy might suffer from the driving performances of Ray White. Ray White herself is suffering as she picks up foul number 2. Cunningham with the ball for Kennedy. Out to Kramer. Guarded by Julie Beatty. Score tied at 26. Mossbacher now is back in the front court, and her sister Mona is back in the guard court. And there's Cunningham popping one in. And it's 28-26 in favor of Cedar Rapids Kennedy's Cougars. The Rams have the ball for Southeast Polk. Kennedy, of course, located in the town of Cedar Rapids in east central Iowa. And right now, Mona Mossbarger just rips the ball right away. That's what she was doing all of last night as they made it through the semifinal round against Lakeview Auburn. Here's Cunningham with the ball. They go up by 4. She scores. Shot is blocked. Great job defensively by Deanne Hoeing, and she draws a foul on Marlena Mossbarger. It's a bit of strategy right there, Frosty, and Kennedy leading now 28-26. They would have gone up by 4 had they scored, and now Southeast Polk has a chance to come back with the equalizer. There's Horton with the basketball out to Blake. Little gal guarding him out there is not little by normal standards, but by girls basketball she is. 5'7", Gloria Wolf, and she is charged with a foul. Number 15, Wolf, charged with a foul, and that's going to put Horton at the free throw line. Marty Horton will go to the free throw line. She's a 68.7% free throw shooter.
She holds the school record in assists. An excellent golfer. This young lady's dad is the golf coach at Southeast Polk.
Frosty, I'm amazed at how many of these young ladies are standout golfers, because it's a complementary sport to basketball, and one that many of them
Cedar Rapids
play in the summertime.
The Cedar Rapids Kennedy girls team last year finished in a tie for 3rd place in the state with Cedar Falls, right behind Grinnell and Valley of West Des Moines in the state meet.
All right, 28-28 is the score, and now basketball comes into Cunningham. Kennedy with the basketball. Nice block on that ball by Barton. You're allowed to do that in the lane. She blocks it, but Mossbarger gets it back. Kramer with the ball. Barton is knocked down, and as a result, coming in there, Mossbarger tries the shot, and she hits the glass too hard.
This crowd is absolutely bedlam right now.
It certainly is, and Beatty got the rebound, but then off to Barton, and here's Ray White with it in 4 court. Now the out forwards play catch with it.
And again, the picket fence, that picket fence defense up around White. There's the alley-oop.
Now let's see what Ray White is going to try to do, and there she does it. Blake coming in. Is the shot going to count? I believe it does count.
And they got the foul.
Foul is called on number 41.
Sharon Blake, an honor
Jane
student.
DeBoer.
She tells me she thinks she'll attend Iowa State University. She's a corn detasseler in the summertime.
Here's Sharon at the free throw line. 30-28, and she makes it 31-28, converts a three-point play.
A big one.
6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter here of the championship game of girls basketball, Lakeview Auburn.
The longest winning string in the state of Iowa belongs to those girls in green. Kennedy of Cedar Rapids with 25 straight wins. Southeast Polk has won 19 in a row.
All right, here's Marlena Mossbarger to give and go. Beautiful drive by Kramer. And Lakeview Auburn, the team that was beaten by Kennedy last night, in turn came out with an 11-point victory over Belmont to take the Consolation Championship in the first game tonight. Beautiful pickoff there by Mona Mossbarger. Kramer has the ball underneath to Marlena Mossbarger. That's her famous fast break. Cunningham puts it up and in. And now Kennedy back in front in this thriller for the state championship, 32-31. Blake for Southeast Polk. Over to Horton.
Polk is not running quite as hard as they did earlier in the ballgame.
Well, somebody missed an assignment there. Blake broke the wrong way. Horton threw it right to Mossbarger. So now it's Kramer with the basketball, and Cedar Rapids Kennedy with a chance to go up by 3 if they score off this possession. Cunningham trying to drive in, and she is fouled by Deanne Hoeing, number 24. 5'11" guard.
They won't be shooting. There's the new logo of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union.
Right, and they had it made right here in town, and it's an interesting story how they got it. They got a ruling, I think, from Attorney General Turner that they had to get their own logo, and that you can't use the logo of the seal of the state of Iowa.
There are those that think that it looks like Jim Zabel, but I don't.
Oh, I don't. My hair is much shorter than that. Okay, and as action continues, they want a timeout on the floor with Kennedy in front here. 34-31 over Southeast Polk.
Coach Harold Wilkinson, trying to coach a state champion at Kennedy in basketball, did coach state champions at Belle Plaine in track, for people who remember the era of the great Debbie Kirky.
Now it's Sharon Blake with the basketball, and you can see that Kennedy defense is still a zone clamped around Ray White, their scoring leader, who averaged 38 points a game during the regular season. Blake to Horton. How's it going to be called now? It's called on Cedar Rapids Kennedy. Number 41 charged with a foul. And that is Joanne DeBoer of Cedar Rapids Kennedy.
Still the common
Jane
foul.
DeBoer, rather.
Not yet on the one and the maybe, so they'll play it in the offensive zone.
Ray White takes the ball. High arching shot, and that time she got it over the outstretched hands of DeBoer, 5 feet 11, and Mona Marsbarger, 6 feet 2.
And White only has 7 points in this ballgame, way below her average of near 40.
34 to 33, Kennedy by 1. Kramer to Cunningham, and in that hoop, and that makes it a 3-point Kennedy lead once again, 36-33, 3:57 to play.
Hammer and Togs, dog eat dog, back and forth it goes.
Blake with the basketball. Out to Horton.
They certainly started to respect her defensively.
They move that defense out, and Blake now shooting over the outstretched hands of Mona Marsbarger, who just shook her head on that one. 36 to 35, Kennedy by 1 once again. Here's Cunningham with the basketball. Give her an opening. She takes it and makes it.
Hey, the tempo picks up now. We've got ourselves a barn burner.
38 to 35, Cedar Rapids Kennedy in front, 3:18 to go in the third quarter. And Blake with the basketball off to the right side of the key. Now they try to give and go, the lead pass, and a charging foul is called. Had to hesitate on that for a moment. She collided with Gloria Wolf, and a charging foul is called on Marty Horton, 5 feet 5, senior.
That's the third team foul, Jim. You shoot after 5 on 1 and 1.
And a beautiful interception by Ray White. She's a very deceptive ball player. She doesn't look that strong, but she is. She's gone the distance in every game we've seen here at State. Ray White with the basketball.
Has another year of eligibility.
That's the main thing Coach Merkel is happy about right now, I think, outside of her play in the tournament has been super. Horton with a rebound picked up by Jane DeBoer, number 41, and a foul called on Blake of Southeast Polk.
Which is
Kennedy
interesting.
now has a 3-point lead, 38-35.
Which goes to show how much the forwards play defense. We call the guards guards, but the forwards do an awful lot of guarding and pressuring themselves. Particularly, the worst quarter that Kennedy had in the tournament is when Dicer Geneseo put pressure on in the forward court.
Now it's Marsbarger. Back to Kramer. Wonder what's going to happen if they get a 5 or 7 point lead here. They haven't traditionally kept right on playing. And there's Beatty with the ball to Martin. Great interception by Beatty. Southeast Polk is back with it. They can climb up within 1 point if they score on this possession. Horton out to Blake, to Horton again. She's got that open shot, but wants to drive instead. Give and go. Blake with it. And she gets it. A beautiful decision that time. A great play that time by Horton.
The execution was just like the drawing board.
38 to 37 now. Kennedy's lead is narrowed to 1 point. Cunningham baselines it. And up with a very important rebound is Barton. Gets it into forecourt to Ray White.
And so the teeter-totter of the seesaw is about to happen.
Blake with a basketball. They can take the lead if they score.
And they're being cautious.
They're allowed to hold on to the ball for 3 seconds without dribbling.
You can see the picket fence around Ray White. That leaves somebody open if you make enough passes.
Right, and they're almost losing the ball out of bounds there because the one out guard is pursuing pretty well. Now Horton, they're giving her that shot pretty much right now. She was making it last night, but not making it tonight consistently. Now down court, and what do you call that? A clipping penalty?
One official indicated one way and the other indicated the other, but it's going to be on the defensive girl.
Harold Wilkinson looks out there at his Kennedy team now. You'll see Kramer come to the line. It will be shot. And the foul is called defensively on Barton. That's 3 on Barton. And Kramer can't make it. Barton, the gal who committed the foul, gets the key rebound. 38 to 37. Kennedy by 1.
Barton took a pretty good shot, but she's okay.
I'm telling you, they call it a no-contact sport, but there is a little bit in here. And now trying to drive in, and a foul called on Gloria Wolf. As Blake tried to drive in on that one. 3 fouls on Gloria Wolf. So far, fouls have not been a big factor in this ballgame. You're allowed 6. And there's a timeout on the floor with the score. Cedar Rapids Kennedy 38, Southeast Polk 37. Sharon Blake leads the scoring, 16 points. She's at the line right now.
Her kid sister, Val Blake, is a sophomore on this ball club, a reserve, and she's 6 foot tall.
Val is 6 feet. Sophomore, as you said, number 52. We haven't seen her yet, but we see Sharon Blake, and she ties the score at 38. And 1:07 to go, third period. Gloria Wolf for the ball, number 15. Back over to Jane DeBoer. And now it's Kramer in front court. Cunningham. Guarded by Barton. Underneath, and Mossbarger, that long reach of hers pays off, and it's Kennedy in front by 2 now, 40 to 38. 45 seconds to go in the third period. Sharon Blake.
All things being equal, you can't beat size.
Marty Orton. Well, traditionally in the past, a lot of girls with a lot of size have played basketball, but right now what we're seeing is the athlete playing basketball, and that is a lot of difference. And there's Ray White with the ball. She travels.
She did show some good athletic ability in hustling after the ball, Jim, as you were mentioning, athletic ability.
Well, so many of them we're seeing out of the court, Frosty, as you've mentioned, play at least 2 other sports, at least 1 other, some 2 and 3 other sports. Now, kickoff there beautifully by Julie Beatty.
15 big seconds.
15 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and once again we'll mention in girls basketball in Iowa, you retain possession of the ball between quarters, so there's no urgency to shoot. And they usually don't unless they get a particularly open shot here, particularly good open shot.
They're going to hold it.
And there's the horn ending the third quarter. We got 8 minutes of action to go, and it'll all be decided then. The score at the end of the third quarter, Cedar Rapids Kennedy 40, Southeast Polk 38. Fourth and final quarter, and Frosty Mitchell, the State Championship Coaches Association, picked their all-time girls high school team out of teams that had appeared in state championship games. Denise Long of Union Whitton, Debbie Coates of Minneapolis, Sandra Feet of Garnavillo, Sandy Van Cleve of Montezuma, Jeanette Olson of Everly in the front court, Karma Hill of South Hamilton, Dorothy Welp of Camrar, Mildred Moore of Hillsboro, Janice Armstrong of Eldora in the back court. Those ladies have felt the thrill that these girls are feeling right now.
Is it true that they picked you on the all-opponent team?
All by myself. All right, here we have action now. 40 to 38, and Kennedy holds the lead, but Southeast Polk holds the ball. Blake with it.
And watch them get cautious now. Possession is the name of the game. You have to have it to
come
score.
Up with that steal. They are still playing that zone defense. And now let's see how it's going to be on Jane DeBoer. Charged with a foul.
That's 3. The girl going to the line will be Ray White, who we mentioned earlier, Jim, was involved in the scoring derby with Lisa James. Lisa's looking pretty good because Ray White needs 26 points in 7.5 minutes to tie her.
Well, there's one of those she needs. And Kennedy leads here, 40 to 39, and she can close the gap to a brand new ball game here. She makes it, and she fails to do it. And Mossbarger's out for the rebound. Look how fast she outlets the ball. Kramer to Cunningham. Marlena Mossbarger with it. This goes in. It'll be a key bucket for him, and now it goes the other way with Beatty getting the rebound. A foul called on the forward court on Linda Cunningham.
And for our viewers around the nation, the guards can't shoot free throws, so now you're seeing a parade to the west end of Veterans Auditorium, and Southeast Polk gets to elect who they want or whom they want to shoot the shot because the guards can't.
All right, they always take the highest percentage free throw, or at least they usually do. Sometimes they take the girl who can shoot well under pressure, and Sharon Blake failed to convert. Those could have been 2 very important points for Southeast Polk. Kennedy with the ball. Collides with Beatty, who's knocked down.
Bob Merkel up off the bench that time. He thought there was a little contact.
Kramer to Cunningham. And her shot is blocked, and a foul is called on Deanne Hoying. 3 fouls on Hoying. Girls traditionally are tremendous free throwers, Frosty. It's not uncommon to find 75, 80, 85% free throw accuracy.
Here's a girl that also holds their school record in the mile and the 880. She's quite a sprinter, also in their distance running team.
Cunningham gets half of it, and Beatty gets the basketball. 2-point lead now.
Jim, the point you made about free throws just goes to show you how tense this is getting because we've missed 4 in a row.
Right, I should say a 1-point lead here for Kennedy, 40 to 39.
Girls just don't miss 4 in a row.
Horton with the ball. The pressure is really on both of these clubs. And now, that's Horton who was making that one last night against Lakeview Auburn. This one didn't drop. Kramer with the basketball. Mossbarger. Back to Kramer again.
An excellent pass that time, but Mossberger knew she was out of position and didn't take the shot.
Mossberger again with a basketball. The clamp is on. Cunningham. No good. Beatty with a rebound. Almost goes out of bounds.
Julie Beatty has had a good ball game.
And she's had a good tournament. Really one of the top guards.
Young lady that was only honorable mention in her own conference, but what a week she's had in Des Moines.
Foul on Mossberger.
That'll be 3.
3 fouls on Marlena Mossberger. And Coach Henderson wants to talk to over there, and the gals from Southeast Polk have something to cheer about. Well, let's see. The two teams collectively have missed 4 straight free throws. Let's see what Ray White can do at the line.
She's a 76%er.
And she's a junior.
She had some problems with her back a year ago. Hasn't had any problems. Her kid brother in 9th grade is 6'4". He plays basketball.
Okay, and Ray White gives Southeast Polk a 1-point lead, 41-40. Frosty, I wonder at this stage of the game if either coach got a 3-point lead, if he might not sit on it. It's been that close and that defensive.
This tournament has not had an overtime.
Mona, Marlena Mossberger rather, swings around, back to Cunningham. He finds herself blocked by Barton, who's had a whale of a tournament. Kramer.
Awfully good D.
Ball stolen away. Southeast Polk has the ball. Deanne Hoing got it in forecourt. It goes, and a very important steal by Deanne Holing, number 24.
Are they going to be cautious now?
Blake with a basketball, and on top of that, a foul for pushing off. 4 fouls now on Mossberger.
Can you imagine how lucky you can get? This girl, Ray White, who has a year yet to go, moved into Southeast Polk from Des Moines Lincoln High School. What a loss for the Rail Splitters.
Oh, man, and what a gain for them out there. And here's Ray White. Hits the first one, a very important free throw. 5:32 to play, 42-40. Southeast Polk is leading in this dramatic situation.
She now needs 22 to catch Lisa James.
But it's just now it goes the other way with a foul on Blake. Southeast Polk fans may have shouted too soon there because we could have the equalizer at the other end of the court.
We've talked so much about the big girl. There are 14 girls 6 foot or taller in the tournament this year. There were 18 last year. But on the other hand, there's 27 girls 5'4" or under. So there's lots of room for the little lady.
This is what we call a nail biter at this stage of the game. And we saw a few fans sitting around biting those nails.
This is Hawkeye hysteria for the people around the country.
And both shots make it a 42-42 ball game and turn the place into pandemonium. 5:28 to play. It's all going to be decided. The championship is on the line right now. Can they get it before it goes out of bounds? And she traveled with the ball. Oh, man. Marty Horton, a key play and a key call that time. As they looked at her, saw she moved her pivot foot after she got hold of the ball, and you can't do that.
Every possession could be the one. Down to the wire.
Cunningham with it. Mossberger along the line. Is she going to try the shot? And Beatty comes right back with another rebound in a critical time.
Some of these girls
with the ball.
Some of these girls after the ball game you're going to see again, I'm sure, on the all-tournament team.
Got to be that way. We'll have the announcement of the all-tournament team, of course, following this on our telecast. And now Blake with a basketball. She can't hold on to it for more than 3 seconds. Here's Ray White.
Beautiful pass.
And she shoots. Oh! They count it. And they also have a foul on Mona Mossberger. She falls down. I don't know whether she was shaken up or hurt on that, but Southeast Polk bench erupts. And are they ever happy? And now Wilkinson, the coach of Kennedy, is a very concerned man, and so is the Kennedy bench as they look over this situation.
And Sharon Blake has a great opportunity knocking at the door right now.
Blake up there tries a three-point play and can't convert it. 42-40, 44-42.
Mossberger has 5, Jim. You get 6 in Iowa girls basketball, but she'll have to be careful.
And she looked like she was shaken up, but I think she's okay. And now, ball almost intercepted there. Deanne Hoing had her hands on it, couldn't hold it.
Harold Wilkinson.
And now it goes out of bounds. Kramer can't hold on to it.
Harold Wilkinson wanting timeout.
Call a timeout. There's a timeout on the floor with the score. Southeast Polk 44, Cedar Rapids Kennedy 42.
Jim, I found another Polk fan who was supposed to go to the hospital last Monday. They postponed the surgery until next Tuesday to see the game.
We hope he survives this if he's watching. Now the ball goes into the post to Ray White. Blake, ball tapped out of bounds by Mossberger.
And you saw something right there. Mossberger is not backing off with 5 fouls. She's here to play. There's no tomorrow. You might as well let it hang out.
44-42 is the score. Horton on the inside to White, and is it going to be good? It's not, and Mossberger has the rebound.
Mossberger went up and got that rebound, 5 fouls or not.
Well, they had their chance to...
They have a girl at the table. There's going to be a change made when they get a chance.
And I think Lamb is going to come in, and that's another great job by Julie Beatty, and a foul on Kramer. And what a tournament this Julie Beatty, the blonde from Southeast Polk, is having out there, number 22.
All right,
coming in is Cindy Lamb. They'll change their offense now as Cindy Lamb is getting ready to come into the lineup, and that means that Mossberger and Mossberger. Well, Mossberger goes out, and Mossberger comes in. Marlena moves up to the front court. Cindy Lamb in the back court.
The official attendance tonight is 14,512. Jim, that means 92,376 people paid to see the Sweet 16.
What a tremendous tribute that is to this field and to the support that girls basketball receives. The official attendance this week, 92,376. At the line is Ray White. She hits one. She hits another one, and it's 46-42. Southeast Polk is leading. And now
3 minutes and 43 seconds, and it's getting down to the nitty-gritty.
And it's Kramer with the basketball, and they're setting in with some frenzy in that front court now. Cunningham with the ball for Cedar Rapids. Kennedy tries to drive in. Hoeing gets the rebound, and Southeast Polk has a 4-point lead and the ball, and they are going absolutely mad over there in the Southeast Polk rooting section. Southeast Polk with a tremendous contingent of fans up here because of the fact
they're slowing down, but they're not stalling. They're going to wait for the great shot.
But Southeast Polk is located only about 20 miles outside of Des Moines.
Jump ball, forcing it in there that time was Gloria Wolf. Here's a change.
Now it's Mossberger coming back into the rear court is Mona Mossberger. They can't take any more chances. She's got to play. They both got to play.
Big jump ball right there.
Marlena Mossberger comes up with it. Marlena now is playing defensively. Mona is playing offensively.
And we're down to the 3-minute mark on the clock.
Now in forecourt here. And the pressure is on. Here's Kramer with the basketball, guarded by Julie Beatty. She gets in, and it's down, and once again, Beatty is off for that rebound.
What a tournament.
Third straight rebound. She has taken in a key situation, and I believe it's going to be a foul on Kramer. Foul on Kramer.
Jim, if I ever saw a lead pipe cinch for all tournament, I would have to say that blonde girl, Julie Beatty, is going to be it.
Oh, boy, what a tournament she has had, and what a game she has had. And here's Ray White.
Here's a girl, Jim, that did not make all conference, first, second, or third team. But
Ray White at the free throw line, and it is no good. Mossberger with the rebound. Kennedy still has a lot of life out here with 2.5 minutes or 2:46 to play. That can be an eternity in basketball. Kramer, especially with the quickness of scores change hands. Cunningham. And can she do it? The follow-through by Mossberger is good.
It's unusual to have a tournament without an overtime, and we've had one so far this year.
We could have one here, no question about it. 46-44 score. Cedar Southeast Polk with the lead and the ball. I don't think they're going to sit on a 2-point lead here.
That'd be a long time without a turnover.
Ray White. And White gets it back again. And
Kennedy is not in man-to-man coverage. Now, maybe that's what Southeast Polk is daring him to do.
Look at that. High, and they're playing for the foul, and they get it. That's going to send Ray White to the line again. The foul is on Gloria Wolf, number 15.
Ray White.
The fans on the bench are cheering both ways, and we're going to have a timeout here. Timeout on the floor with the score. Southeast Polk 46, Kennedy 44. This is a head-and-hand shot.
Ray White.
Regardless of who you're pulling for. Ray White, and
he earned the bonus.
I'll tell you, that was one that pounded a few pulses right there. The ball rolling around and then finally dropping through. 3-point lead for Southeast Polk. make it up. No, it's not a 4-point lead. It stays at 3.
And Mossberger with a big rebound. Here we come.
Tapped out of bounds by White, but that means that Kennedy has to score 2 buckets if they want to exceed that and take the lead. And right now it's Southeast Polk 47, Cedar Rapids Kennedy 44. Time is of the essence here. 1:57 to play in the state championship game, the Iowa girls high school basketball for 1977. Cunningham to Mossberger. Easy inside shot, but she doesn't make it. The second one is good, and they don't want her to get the 3-point play, so they make no attempt to stop it on that one there. Julie Beatty just stood by. 47 to 46 score. And right now it's Southeast Polk with that 1-point lead and the ball. Ray White takes it. White.
They want the high percentage shot or the foul, probably.
1:26 to play, and they're under orders to stay way out there. And White now draws a foul again. It's White at the free throw line once again, and she can give her team another 3-point lead if she converts 2. That foul on number 41, Jane DeBoer, 5'11" and senior. White is 6'1" and a junior at the line. 1-1. The shot is
under pressure. Not only a great free thrower, but she led the state in field goal percentage as a sophomore.
Right now she's hitting 66.9% from the field. Second one is not good, and that gives Kennedy a lot of life here. They got a
minute 18, Jim.
Just one shot, and they could tie the score. Beatty almost got the ball that time. Cunningham with it. Back to Kramer. Dramatic, tension-filled finish here at the state tournament. And Mossberger ties the score.
1 minute to play. All even.
Mona Mossberger, who is playing on offense. Her sister Marlena playing defense. Score tied at 48. 55 seconds to play.
Will they play for the last shot?
We'll have to wait and see. They
45 seconds.
Blake with the ball. Blake lays it up there, and it's a 2-point lead.
And 40 seconds to play.
50 to 48. Let's take a look now. 39, 38 seconds, and traveling is gold. Oh, what an important move. What an important call. And what a bit of heartbreak for Cedar Rapids Kennedy. And now the guards put it in play. Beatty with it. They can stall it out here in the back court if they want to. You're allowed to keep it there indefinitely. Ray White with the ball in front court. 29 seconds to go. 50 to 48 is the lead for Southeast Polk. And the clock ticks away. Ray White with the basketball.
They won't shoot.
White.
Unless
now back again. Over to Blake. Here's Blake with the ball. 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10, 9. And a foul on Gloria Wolf.
And the referee has to make a decision now. Is it intentional? Is it 2 shots or is it 1?
At the free throw line, it'll be Sharon Blake.
Southeast Polk is saying it's a 2-shot foul. They say it's intentional. What does the referee say? You'll know.
We'll wait and see as he holds up his hand. It is going to be 1-1. Not intentional. At the line, a shot by Blake, and that puts the lock on the gate right there. 51 to 48.
Southeast Polk probably has enough, but they have another free throw after a timeout.
If Blake makes this one, it's all over with. 51 to 48. The crowd quiets down. Blake puts the ball into the air. It is no good. There's the long pass down court. Mossberger fumbles the ball, and the shot is no good. And Southeast Polk has won the championship of girls basketball for 1977. And look at that crowd. Exploding onto the floor. Going crazy out there. Bob Burkle could hardly believe it. And stay tuned because we'll give you the presentation of trophies. But right now, the action on the floor speaks for the drama and the excitement. Here is the official all-tournament team, captained by Ray White of Southeast Polk, Marlena Mossberger of Kennedy, another member of the forward court, also Gloria Sunken of Belmont and Lisa James of Belmont. In the backcourt at guard, Deanne Hoying of Southeast Polk, Julie Beatty of Southeast Polk, Mona Mossberger of Kennedy, Sherilyn Severine of Audubon. And the presentation of the coveted red coat to winning coach Bob Merkel. And are these gals happy? You bet they are. It's a victory for Southeast Polk, 51 to 48 over Cedar Rapids Kennedy, one of the most thrilling games ever played at state. And these gals reflect the attitude of the entire Southeast Polk community as they take the championship trophy. Congratulations also to Cedar Rapids Kennedy, a school with a basketball program for only 5 years. And thank you for viewing the 1970